7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This is fielded inside the 5. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there.
Their own 25-yard line.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
On the ground, this is Kendrick Miller. And he'll get about 4 to the 29.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
It is 2nd and 6.
Let's go. 19, charge.
They're going to toss it now to Miller. He's able to get away from one man, but the reinforcements were there fast. He's taken down for a loss on the play.
So much of what makes a toss play so good is it allows you to get the ball on the perimeter of the defense really quickly, and it doesn't stress all of your backside blocking. But on the downside, it does get your running back running east and west. They're running sideways for the first couple steps, and with a defense that can run to the ball, they're able to get you down for a loss.
3rd, they need 8. He'll drop to throw. His first throw of the game is going to be intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
This is an area of the offense, Mike, that's going to have to find its rhythm now as this game unfolds. They talked all week, come out early, get some completions, settle down this quarterback. Well, in return, he throws an early pick. It's too early to go away from the game plan. There's a lot of game left, but this passing game is going to have to get on track throughout the rest of this game.
Here we go, set.
They run over center with Robinson. Can he get away? No! He's going to be taken down behind the line.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long.
Let's go. Ready?
Back to throw. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They've got
yards. And
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long.
33, yellow. Set.
Now they'll set up to throw. That is downfield to the tight end Pitts. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. 4 catches already in this opening quarter, off to a hot start as he picks up the first down.
On the double. Come on, set.
They bring Chase in
Yellow.
motion.
Cut, cut.
Now a little pop pass. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go.
Down, cut.
Now off the bootleg, he'll look to throw here. Good coverage there in the end zone. That is incomplete. Terrific work. They separated the man from the football, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
That was a perfectly timed hit, and I think it actually saved 6 points, Mike. He got there just as the ball did, and I think it was the contact that separated him from the ball.
Set, set.
They'll try to run for it with Robinson. And he is going to have that Falcons first down by about a yard. They're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
And the Falcons first down. 1st and goal, Atlanta.
Ready?
So we are through 1 here on Sunday Night Primetime. 7-0 is our score. More from New Orleans after this. The Falcons have it to start quarter number 2 as they go to work on 1st and goal.
Set, hut, ready.
They'll run with Robinson. And he's into the end zone. Bijan Robinson. Touchdown Falcons. That's the 5th touchdown for him on the year. Now it's York for the PAT. It's up and good. And the Falcons move out on top, 14-0.
Saints nothing. Cade York to kick off.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. And no return here. This is a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
Set. Hawk 70, Hawk, go!
They'll start the drive with Miller. Finding room across midfield. And he will score. Kendra Miller, touchdown Saints.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back, even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan. Everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession one. What are you going to do in response on possession two? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30.
At their own 29-yard line.
Red, cycle. Here we go. Here we go. 50. Ready?
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Oh, man, open right side. He's got him. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
And the Falcons.
An ideal beginning to this drive. 24 on the first play.
And the Falcon first down.
Ready, ready. Cut.
To the air now on 1st and 10. Quick throw here is complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, inside the 20. They are cooking to begin this drive. This play going for 30 yards.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
These edge rushers, they are judged by their sack totals, Mike. They love to rush the passer. But they have responsibilities in the run game as well. Great job here, keeping it to no gain.
He'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
Switch, yellow. Here we go. Ready, ready.
Another run here for Robinson. To the pylon, he's in. Bijan Robinson. Touchdown, Falcons. That's his 2nd touchdown of this one, and he's got a half dozen for the year. What a standout performance early on in this one. That his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game.
And some backs, Mike, they just have a sense of finding the end zone and being able to finish off these runs. That's exactly what this guy has been able to do today, and we're just getting started.
21, Saints 7. Cade York to kick off.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This one deep in the landing zone. He'll return it from the 2. He'll get this up past the 20. That's where they'll set up shop.
At their own 22-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. They'll get it going on the ground with Miller. And he'll get forward for about a yard. Nick Bolton, the linebacker, there for the stop.
1 yard gain.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
From the 23, here's 2nd and 9. Once again, it's Miller. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down.
A 2-yard pickup.
We're going to get this outside. This could be a double pass. That'll be incomplete. So they go for the trickery, but it does not work out. And it's going to be 4th down. Chris Olave, the intended receiver. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Pick it up. You're embarrassing us. Man. Okay, break. Let's go now. 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Warrior 70. Hut, hut.
They do indeed snap it as they'll try and throw. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down. It's a gain of 12 on 4th down.
That's good for a Saints 1st down.
They run out of the gun with Miller. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down.
39-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Swear I'm leaving the city if y'all don't score. I can trade your outfit. You better than this.
They will run the draw play with Miller. And it'll be a pickup of 3. So 3rd down, forthcoming.
That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
He'll look to throw. Left side into the hands of Olave. He's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
And the Saints.
And after being shut down in the opening quarter, he makes his first catch here with that one. And they're going to need to continue to build off this if they plan on leaving here today with a win.
Hey, smash Bronco!
He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4.
Taken down at the 43-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
From the 43, here's 2nd down and 5. They'll look to throw. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down. They'll run straight ahead with Miller. That's going to be pretty close. Looked at first glance that he had it end. He does. 1st down.
That's another Saints 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Out of the gun, he'll throw. He'll swing this out to Miller. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8. At
2 minutes to go here till halftime. We're back to New Orleans after this.
On the set.
2nd down, 8 yards to go.
Set up. 19.
A run out of the gun. It's Miller. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down.
32-yard line. That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
Let's go. 18 Cardinals. Hawk 70. Hawk 70. Cowboy 80. Hey, check that street. Go.
They'll stay on the ground with Miller. 1st down and more inside the 20. He is out of bounds. They have worked it inside the 50.
That's good.
They get an even 20 on that one. First down, New Orleans.
At the 12-yard line.
Go! 70 Timberwolf. Hey, smash.
In the red zone now. He'll drop to throw. Now a screen set up for Miller. Well, that looked like a pretty clear hold. The gain was 5, but let's check the call.
Ready up. Let's go now. 70 Lions. 16 Eagles. Hey, read our key. Read our key. 7-5. 79 Broncos. Panther 11. Panther 11. Huh.
Quick throw, taken in, and he will win the race to the pylon. He's in. Touchdown, New Orleans.
And that was just a great drive. Really, from start to finish, Mike, you could see the play caller just really finding his rhythm, mix in run, mix in pass. Results in the touchdown pass, but really everything they did, the entire possession worked to perfection. You can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns. Man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
Michael Dixon set to kick off.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away. This returnable from the 4.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
Ready. Cut, cut. 50, green.
They bring Chase in motion.
Cut, cut.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
Here's 2nd and 6.
Here we go, set. Black shot, black. Ready?
Now, faking the give. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. They might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
6 yards to go.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked, and with that pressure getting there in a hurry, just ends up being a wasted down.
Ready up.
First down away to the 26-yard line. And here's 3rd down.
45, right. 5.
And that is incomplete. Drake London was the intended receiver there. And that'll set up 4th down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
Some good running on that return as he takes it up close to midfield.
49-yard line.
Okay, break. Under 10. Under 10. 10. Sack. 18 Cardinal. Check. Hurt. Hurt. Check. 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 18. Pioneer.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll let this go deep for Jefferson.
I'll tell you what, Mike, with this guy's speed, he's not an easy target to overthrow. So that's one of those where they're telling this quarterback, throw it with everything you got. Just lay it out there. And more times than not, he's going to run under it. But in this case, just a little bit too much on it. He winds up overshooting his man.
Second and 10.
Switch. Cowboy 80. 19. Trap 60. Go straight. Set. 7 Pirates.
A lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
And the defender does such a good job, Mike, not only putting himself in position to make the play, but how often do we see guys that are there and they just can't quite make it? In this case, he's there, knocks the ball down, really nice play.
Oh, can't afford another incompletion here. Quickly, it is 3rd and 10. So now the Saints will use the first of their 3 timeouts. We'll talk things over before 3rd down.
Ready. 70 Lions. Cowboy. Hey, what's the bet? Got the bet to it. 79 Broncos. 19 tight. Buffalo 18.
Well, he just does beat the play clock as he'll set up to throw. He lays out and makes a spectacular catch. Saints going to use their 2nd timeout, and they'll have a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down.
Check that. Street. Go.
Miller. This defense backed up, but they bring the fire there. Stop him before he can get past the 3-yard line.
Ready up.
Here now, 2nd down and goal. The RPO. That one is complete. And a critical tackle there. They're getting close to scoring. Instead, they get nothing. Time has run out. This first half has come to an end.
Cade York to kick off.
Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field.
22-yard line.
Back to throw here to begin the drive. Now a ball deep, middle of the field. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
They're trying to take the top off the defense, make them feel that vertical threat, and soften everything up. Wasn't a ton of separation downfield, at least not what they would have preferred, and ends up being a wasted down.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. On third down, they'll set up to throw. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there, make things difficult defensively, and it sets up fourth down.
And that's exactly how you teach it. They want these defenders to time the hit, that right when the ball gets there, you separate the receiver from the ball. And those are the ones on offense, man. You just have to make that catch, Mike. I know it's easier said than done, but you know the hit's coming. You've got to squeeze that thing, brace for impact, and make that play for your offense.
They will indeed go as they look to throw. That's going to be incomplete. They felt compelled to go for it on fourth and long. That was a big ask, and the defense turns them away.
So I'm not sure if this is miscommunication or just bad execution, but either way, this is a ball that just needs to be completed. I mean, it's fourth down, money moment. You've got to be good in these critical situations, and when there's opportunities for plays to be made, you got to make them.
It's a give up the middle to Robinson. And he did not want to go down. Good running. Manages to gain 5.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. He's got his big tight end. Kyle Pitts. Touchdown, Atlanta. That his second touchdown tonight. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
Here comes a return from the 3. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Throwing now on 1st and 10. This one on target to Olave. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
23 yards.
Terrific start to this drive. Gain of 23 and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. Gets it. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. It's scooped up by the Falcons. Oh, big hole left side. And he is going to bring this one back. They force the fumble, and it leads to a defensive score. And Greg, you talked about it all week. Not just stop them with the defense, but make impact plays. And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay. So this one is going to need a little closer look. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 5.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. 60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats. Chap 60, chap 60.
Now they'll set up to throw. Right side to Olave. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
It's a gain
His
of 11.
second grab on this drive, good for 11 yards, but most importantly, a first down.
First and 10 at the 36-yard
A
line.
run here with Miller. Give him 10 more on that one. Just enough for another first down.
10 more yards. That's another Saints first down. First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Buffalo 18.
A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
They'll try again. It's second and 10.
Go! Panther 60, Panther 60. 19, Dragon 60. Check smash. 79 Broncos. Ready?
Back to throw. That'll be intercepted. And the Falcons are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 11-yard line.
Ready, set, cut.
They'll start on the ground with Robinson. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's second down.
14-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up second and 7.
Set, cut.
They bring Chase in motion.
Ready.
This one tapped forward on the pop pass. And they're going to get him down right at the 25. Pickup of 11 yards on that one. First down, Atlanta.
Falcons, first down. First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Red, cycle. Fight, down.
Shift! Watch the shift!
Green jack. Hut, hut.
And that is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jamar Chase. And that will lead to a second down.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
Now a screen going to be set up for Robinson. And that one's not fooling anyone. They were on that screen from the start, and a loss of yards on the play.
The best defenders can just sense when a screen is coming. They can tell the body language of the offensive lineman's pass set. They can tell on the drop of the quarterback. It just doesn't look right. It's exactly the case here. Great job getting to the back and taking him down for a loss.
Now, deep ball for London. And that is incomplete. But a penalty flag is down. Let's see who they got. The Falcons send their punting unit out. He'll punt for the second time after hitting a beauty in his first effort. And he's going to lose yardage on this return. Tried to retreat, but is covered up.
Let's go now. Go!
Now it's Miller. From the 32-yard line now, here's second and 9.
Second and 9 at the 32-yard line.
On the handoff, this is Miller. And he's going to get first down taking this one up past the 40-yard line.
A gain of 9 yards.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen. And not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2. But it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor. And when you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground, man, it makes such a big difference for the offense.
On 1st and 10, they'll set up to throw. On the move, past the 40. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. A pickup there of 28 yards. They'll come up here, 1st and 10.
At the 31-yard line.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
Quick throw here is complete. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
2nd down and 6 now from the 26. Here's a handoff to Miller. And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line. 16 yards. Pick up on that one. It's good for a Saints 1st down.
Saints 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line.
Run up the middle with Miller. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So these two teams take the long walk to the opposite end of the stadium. We've come to the end of the 3rd quarter. And Sunday Night Primetime continues after this.
Here we go. Hey, 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Hey.
4th quarter begins on the ground. And he will score. Game on. Kendre Miller, touchdown Saints. He's got another one. His 2nd touchdown of the evening. Kicker now for the extra point. The kick is good. Saints are back to within 7. It's 28-21.
Saints 21. Michael Dixon set to kick off.
So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. He'll start at the 4. Get across the 20, mark him at the 22-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Blue striker. Ready. Set.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
It's set. A loss of 8 yards. It's 2nd down.
Black shot. 43 round. Fight. 97. Cut.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. To the right side here. Pass is caught. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd and 10.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
Here we go. Black. 95.
London brought in motion. He dives, and what a catch for the 1st down. 11 7 yards for number 11. And a first down.
You just love to see this effort, especially on third down. You understand, you want to keep this possession alive. You have to do everything in your power sometimes to bail out your quarterback, and it's exactly what he does here, and it brings up a fresh set of downs.
That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up second down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
They'll look to throw again. He fires downfield for Pitts. He's got it! No touchdown, but they are close. Going to be first and goal. They've got it at the 3.
It's a gain of 64
It's a big
yards.
play when they needed it the most. The gain is 64.
First and goal at the 3-yard line.
They bring the tight end in motion. Robinson. Try to push forward, but only a yard. Down to the 2.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
From the 2 now, here's second and goal. Tight end on the move left. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
If there's one positive remaining, it's the fact that they're still in scoring position. But with the way they've been able to move the ball down here in the red zone, they're thinking 6. But after that last sack, their chances of converting here for a touchdown have gotten a lot more difficult.
And that is incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for third down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack. Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in first and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
The return starts from the 5. Oh, he's gone through him past the 30. And they will finally get him down, but he gets all the way close to the 40-yard line. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line.
Let's go now. Liking it. Cowboy. What's that in? What's that in? What's the key? Track him 60. 69. Trap 60. Trap 60.
They'll look to throw. That's caught downfield by Jefferson. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
Yards.
Let's go.
That's good for the Saints. First down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Buffalo 18. Hawk 7. Hawk 7. 60 Bobcat. 60 Buck. Come 19. Come 19. Panther 11. Panther 11. Go.
He'll look to throw. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
Just a little bit too much juice on that one, and you just can't throw the ball out of bounds. Give your receiver a chance to go up and compete for the ball, but when you miss that far wide, he's got no shot.
Ready, ready. Here we go. Set.
They'll run with Miller. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It's 3rd and 10.
19. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers. 79 Broncos. Ready.
That's 3. 3rd time tonight he's been intercepted. Picked off by Brian Branch. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But, boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
When you look throughout this game, Mike, I don't think there's even a debate. This defensive line has clearly won the battle at the line of scrimmage over this offensive line. And for an offense that wants the run game to be such a critical element to its plan, they've got to do a better job because there's nowhere to run. There's no holes for the back to find. And all these zero or negative runs are putting them in some really bad spots.
Well, that looked like a pretty clear hold. The gain was 5. But let's check the call. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him. Nick Bosa, the former All-Pro, in there for the sack.
Third and long.
You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's third down. This one just too far for the receiver out in front of him. That one falls incomplete. The Falcons getting their punter out there as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Let's go.
They motion the slot man left.
90 cents.
They'll start by going forward with a pop pass. And a nice defensive play. There's good awareness coming through to make the play in the backfield for a loss of yardage. Work to do now as they come up on second and long. They'll drop to throw. Quick throw, taken in. He'll be taken down, but just like that, they are in business. It's first and goal.
And that first down should all but do it, Mike. With only one remaining timeout, the defense just can't stop the clock enough. Got to imagine it's victory formation, and we're a couple kneels away from this game being over.
Ready. 33, yellow. Set.
They'll run with Robinson. Only a yard there. Tackle made at the 5. Here comes second and goal. Saints going to use their second timeout. The stoppage comes with just over a minute to play in this one. One more time, it's Robinson. And that play took a little long to develop. They stop him for no gain at the 4. New Orleans, third and final timeout as they get it with just under a minute to go in this football game. They'll take a knee as the clock runs under a minute to play.
On the double.
Never a doubt on that sideline. The offense stays out They'll go for it on 4th and goal.
Down. Hut, hut.
And here's Bijan. And he's not going anywhere. Stuffed behind the line. They have turned it over on downs.
So this play by the middle linebacker is all about play recognition. Reminds me of a former teammate, Luke Kuechly. He knew the play before it was going to happen. Watch him. He diagnoses, he tracks the ball, and bang, makes a huge tackle, short of the yard to gain, forces the turnover on downs.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete.
A great pass rush is like a closer in baseball. When you bring them into the game, it's all but over. And that's exactly the case here. It doesn't result necessarily in a sack, but it was the hit that altered the throw just enough to end that play before it started.
From down near his goal line, he'll look to throw. Flush to his right. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And he's going to be taken down at the 17-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
So it's a win for the visiting Falcons. They get the victory here, away from home, to run their early season record to 2-0. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, from New Orleans, we say goodnight.